What's happening? It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Tanner, Drew, and Laura, we are live. Hey. Later on this morning, tickets to go see comedian Nick Swardson.
Nice.
He's going to be at the Eleanor Theater in Salem, actually.
It's Elsinore
But
Theater.
I've always had trouble with that because Elsinore is not what you normally hear. You normally hear Eleanor.
That is true.
Elsinore.
I wouldn't have known that unless I would have
Read the sheet
wrote
a
it on
minute
the
ago.
board. Yeah.
Okay. Elsinore Theater is the name of it, and it's in October. So we'll send you there at 7:30 this
Yes.
morning. I'm not sure if I've ever been to the Elsinore Theater.
I never have.
It's in Salem.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only shows I've been at in Salem have been the Armory. Can't think of another one.
Yeah, so at 7:30, we'll send you that show. Nick Swardson, all this week, we've got tickets to that. We
Yeah.
also have to recap Bacon and Beer later on this morning.
Speaking of Salem.
That was Friday, and it was a lot of fun. Sometime this week, I'm not sure, maybe this morning, we're going to find out how much food we collected.
Oh, yeah.
But I was walking out of Bacon and Beer Friday morning, and I saw a ton of food sitting there in those barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And
And there are people who are convinced that we cleared over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
The head of one of the people who run it, Susan, for our Bacon and Beers, was like, I'm getting pretty good at this food thing, and this feels like 1,000 pounds
yeah.
to me.
It was
I
a
hope
lot.
so.
Yeah.
So that our goal was 1,000 pounds Friday morning, and we'll find out hopefully today if we reached our goal. If you still want to donate, I believe we've got a QR code on the website at 1059thebrew.com.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's pile it up.
Yeah. What else is going on today?
So many things.
So many things. I know it was a 3-day weekend for us, so I know we're a little rusty this morning.
My brain is still recharging,
Yeah,
for sure.
Was it hard getting up today?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was one of those days where my alarm went off at 4 a.m. and I don't even remember the first alarm because I woke up so late and I was like, has my alarm been going off for this long?
Yeah,
Why?
like how long have you been to sleep?
Yeah.
You know what's nuts, too, and I didn't even think about this till I woke up this morning and I opened up my calendar. Next Thursday is the 4th of July.
I know.
So you don't even have to work for that long.
That's
Right.
Kind of
true.
like I immediately put that carrot out there and started running after it.
I know. I was thinking of the weekend, like, what am I going to do? Last year, I think I did nothing. I think I was by myself.
Mhm.
But
Are you going to? Because I know you're going to make a run up north to get some fireworks.
yeah, Friday I'm going to go to Blackjack. I got an appearance actually there from, I think, 1 to 3 p.m.
Nice. Hopefully they hook you up with some discounted fireworks.
That's what I'm open. I'm going up
Brett.
there on Friday afternoon between 1 to 3. So if you want to come out and say hello and maybe get some fireworks, Friday's the day to do it.
Yeah, buddy.
And I'm going to try to get some orders and just stock up.
Yeah, and
Nice.
just light up the sky
stop it.
and do it for every American you ever met.
That's right.
And I saw the tents going up over the weekend. I saw the tents popping up in front of the grocery stores for the fireworks, even though I'm pretty sure their personal fireworks are banned in Portland again this year.
Yeah, so how does that work?
By the letter of the way it's being written, it's not coming back to Portland proper.
I don't think so.
They use the gorge fire and that tragic apartment fire as the catalyst.
So are they allowed to
never do it
sell them
again.
in Portland? You just can't set them off? How does that...
That's what's
Yeah,
weird.
I don't
Will there
know.
be
'Cause I'm
no
seeing
stands?
tents.
There's a tent in my town.
Yeah.
Laura,
yeah.
you seen any tents in
I
Portland
well,
props?
I mean, not fireworks tents, Drew.
Oh.
Plenty of tents, just none that are selling fireworks.
Oh my God, that is so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, but I'll be getting some regardless. And I'll go to a spot where I'm allowed to do it, and I won't
Yeah.
upset any animals, because that's, I don't want to do that. I don't want to upset the dogs.
Right.
And it's interesting because the Oregon rules are obviously different than where you're going on Friday, because we have a rule of you can't go above, I think, 3 feet and nothing that goes bang.
Yeah. Can't have anything fun.
Yeah, right. Like nothing that goes bang. Isn't that the point of fireworks? Like
It
what?
can go pop and it can go crackle, Laura.
It can go crackle,
But
but
it
no
does
boom.
not
Can
go
you
bang.
argue for that? Like you're standing in front of a judge. You're like, no, sir. Listen to this. It was absolutely a snap, crackle, pop, not a bang. Okay.
I guess you could try. But they said they're going narc mode this year. And people aren't supposed to call in if you're lighting fireworks, but if you catch fire, they want you to call this special phone number and rat you out. So be careful.
Oh, wow.
It's not so much you're in trouble for lighting them, you're in trouble for whatever happens thereafter.
Right. Well, be careful this year for sure. This Friday, I'll be at Blackjack from 1 to 3, so come out and say hello. Let's see what the big story is.
And now, the big story.
This is our new segment where we each go around the room sharing what we think the biggest story of the day is. Who would like to go first?
I could hit you with one.
All
The
right.
big story to me is this grease fire from yesterday. I don't know if
Yeah.
Laura saw it in her neighborhood because it was pretty
yes.
close to you. Now, it was on the news, and at first they didn't know what the heck we were looking at, but it turned out to be a grease fire that engulfed a food manufacturer in North Portland, sending smoke billowing above and over and across, basically, Interstate 5, just in time for the evening commute. Now, this noodle factory was 100 years old. So you got to think, there's a lot of kindling in there, and they took 100 firefighters out there, tried to
Jeez.
fight this thing, but then the roof collapsed, and as
Yeah.
soon as it lost that integrity, they were forced to just go into prevention mode, stand on the outside, and they launched an ungodly amount of water on it, but it looks like it's going to be a total loss. I mean, I like hot noodles, but I don't think this is what we're
Same
talking about.
Yesterday it was so funny because not funny, but we were curious because I was driving back into town just as it started, and I assumed, and this is also terrible, I was like, oh, somebody's RV is on fire because it was like
Another
big,
meth lab.
It was like, yes, that's exactly what I thought because it was like big black, like billowing smoke.
Thick black.
And we were like, what's going on? This morning, they were still putting it out. Like there were still two like towers or cranes or whatever erected from the fire engines, and there were firefighters up at the top still
Wow.
spraying water on it, and you drive through and it smells terrible
It's
this
a
morning.
serious
So
fire.
you're going to be driving through that
I
on
hope-
Interstate 5 this morning.
I hope everyone got out, but there's a place that made noodles, spaghetti, chow mein, stir fry, and shortbread cookies.
Damn.
Shortbread cookies?
Shortbread cookies.
It's going to be a shortage.
I hope they can bring that shortage of shortbread. No, say it ain't so.
Be a long time before you get shortbread again.
That's right. So I think the big story is that the organizers of the Paris Olympics, they're on a mission to make this the greenest ever games. So they've installed this geothermal cooling system instead of air conditioning units in rooms at the athletes' village. But the United States of America, they're like, no. Our athletes need to be in air conditioning. So they're bringing all of their own air conditioning units. They say that in the athletes' village, the rooms are going to be between 73 and 79 degrees
What?
Fahrenheit. And
What?
and the U.S. is like, nope, too hot. So they're bringing their own air conditioning units. I believe Australia is doing the same thing. They're like, these are not just some piddly little games. This is serious, and our athletes need to be taken care of. So they're basically telling the Paris Olympics to get lost. We're going to be air conditioned.
Biggest day of your life, you wake up at a balmy 78.
Yeah.
I can't think, there was a study done recently, and they were like, when kids are super hot, their brains aren't working, everything shuts down. I can't think when it gets that hot.
I feel the
Right.
same way. It's that brain fog just thickens up.
Yeah, they need to do
Really
that.
tough.
I think the biggest story of the day actually happened on Friday. I believe it was Friday. Actor Donald Sutherland died at the age of 88 years old.
Jack Bauer's dad.
That's right. Legendary actor Donald Sutherland has passed away. He worked on in movies like The Hunger Games, Kelly's Heroes. I liked him in JFK, because he's got I swear to God, he's got like a 9-page monologue in that movie. But he passed away. The actor's son, Kiefer Sutherland, confirmed the news on X over the weekend, saying, quote, "I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film. Never daunted by a role, good, bad, or ugly. He loved what he did, and he did what he loved. And no one can ever ask for more than that."
The guy
Wow.
was a great actor.
Yeah, he was pretty great, man.
Play a villain, the president, and anything in between.
Yeah. More on those stories at 1059thebrew.com.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
It is another beautiful morning, man. Beautiful morning. It's one of those mornings that you got to wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm blind. If that light hits me in the eyes, I can't see a damn thing. So just be safe on your way into work this morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we are going to check your talkback messages. So if you have something to say to the show, download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone. Before that, though, Drew's got sports. What do you have?
Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals came down to the wire. We'll tell you who hoisted the trophy.
All of that is coming up right after STP. Happy Tuesday. It's 6:26 on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Brought to you by Thornton Coffee, your local family-owned coffee roaster supplying wholesale and retail. Go to thorntoncoffee.com. Here's Drew.
Well, last night was a big one as it was Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. This stuff doesn't happen all the time. It's been 5 years since the last Game 7 in hockey in the final, but it's also that chance for the team that was down 3-0 to have that miracle run, the Cinderella story. Well, they had it all tied up at the end of one, but a goal in the second period proved to be the difference as the Panthers held on late as the goalie was removed for the Oilers, and they're trying to pound the net, couldn't get it done, and the Panthers win their first ever Stanley Cup. It is weird that Florida gets a cup, right? Doesn't it seem a little bit strange? But after the game, Matthew Tkachuk, now these guys' names are absolutely ridiculous to pronounce because they're all from weird ice countries, and it makes it very tough to talk about them. If you called these games, you got to study hard. But after the game, this is a guy whose dad played professionally for 18 years. His brother's in the league, and they all fought together throughout his childhood. He said this about the experience.
All I wanted to do was win it, not only for everybody out here, but I really wanted to win it for those two especially. This is a journey that starts with family, and I'm so appreciative to have the best family in the world.
Now, just doing light sports and the payments that go with playing soccer, hockey is one of the most expensive and grueling sports as a parent or a sibling, so they deserve the thank you. And finally, Blazers. You never say free around here anymore, do you? Well, the Blazers have a draft party tomorrow night. You should get down there. Doors open at 4. Party starts at 4:30. Remember, Blazers have 2 first-round picks, and it's only the first round, so you get to go watch the game in the bowl. There's also going to be interactive fun and games throughout the entire venue. Worth a look, and 35% off Rip City clothing.
Nice.
Check it out tomorrow. There's your sports.
Thank you very much. Coming up in a few minutes, Snoop D-O G was in Eugene over the weekend.
The dog.
For the Olympic trials. Actually ran, I saw, and he was doing some play-by-play as well.
That's right.
Got some audio for you coming up here in just a few minutes. Also, how many people are expected to travel over the 4th of July weekend? All of them. I'll just tell you.
Every single
Right now.
person.
We'll tell you exactly how much coming up right after Sublime on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers.
The Summer Olympic trials were in Eugene over the weekend.
Nice.
I got to go. You and I went to this like 10 or 11 years ago or something like this.
Many moons, and
It's pretty incredible. So many people. The entire city of Eugene shows up for this thing.
It's pretty cool that it's also just the deal now. Like, they built the facilities, and you always come to Eugene now.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
But Snoop D.O. Double Jizzle
Yeah.
is how the kids refer to him, I think.
Are they? Is that what they? Is that what they call them
They
these
say
days?
Snoop Jizzle.
Forever morphing name.
Snoop Dogg, I guess, was a commentator for NBC at the 2024 Summer Olympics. Anytime I've heard him like do any commentating, or like if he does like a nature, he commentates like a nature video. It's the best.
I honestly think that that's the catalyst for this. I bet you they loved those little voiceovers he does, and those little quips, and they're trying to spice it up. So he's like on the main broadcast team. Like now he won't be at the counter, but he's going to be the guy they go to on the field, or
That's great.
talking to a player or a coach.
That's great.
Can you imagine standing down there in Paris getting interviewed by Snoop Dogg? I'd be like, bro, what are you doing here?
Because if you're a player, you might not stop for some random reporter you don't know, but if it's Snoop Dogg, I'm going to stop for Snoop. I want to be interviewed by Snoop.
And he does know sports. His kids played some high-level stuff, not professional, but high-level sports, so he's got the DNA.
Well, not only was he a commentator, but he also ran in the 200-meter trial in Oregon, finishing third.
Third?
With
That's
the time,
pretty good.
Yeah, with the time of 34.44 seconds.
Now he was running against non-Olympians.
Well behind the 2020 Olympic gold medalist of 19.62 seconds. So
whoa,
he was kind of
it's not fair to put him up against a past champion. He's a rapper. You've seen those legs.
This guy's blunted out of his mind.
He is a very skinny dude, but to run at 52 in general in a sprint is pretty good.
And I wouldn't think he would have the lung capacity for that after all the weed he smoked.
That's why he did the 100-meter or the 200 or whatever he did. He
200,
He's not going to do a 400 or let's do the mile.
After he caught his breath, he did provide some commentary for the event during the broadcast. Here's a little clip.
What we're about to see right now, they're about to get to dipping, ripping, riding, slipping, and hopefully not sliding, jumping over this hurdle. In the water. Oh, get up out of there. Oh, they coming behind him 7-8 deep like horses. I love it. Bunched in and they running slow, but he jumped on the top of the hurdle. You can do that? That was a cold trick right there. I like that one. He went off the tippy top.
Tippy top.
I love him.
This is perfect.
I'd watch every single sporting event if he called it. Get him on the Super Bowl. Get him on the World Series.
And I hope it's not just track. Like, take him over to the pool.
Right.
And be like, ooh, they've been swimming.
I'm telling you, man.
Wiggling, waggling.
They need to hire him more. And I think, the more he does this, I think more people will hire him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I'm sure viewership will go up because I already want to watch. I wasn't planning on watching the Olympics, but now I am.
I'm in.
I say that every year. Then the Olympics come around, and then I remember it was probably 15, 20 years ago. I remember I was trashing the Olympics, and it came around, and I'd just get stoned and watch it in the middle of the night because they were always live in the middle of the night because it was another country.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd get so baked, and I'd watch these. I can't remember if it was the Summer Olympics or. I can't remember what it was.
Summer and winter. I mean, it's the middle of the night and curling's on. You're like, just grind it, buddy. Sweep that floor.
Yeah, and then you start getting really into it, and you start. Like I was really into the medal count.
Standing up, yelling at the TV. Come on, sweep harder.
Take that, Japan. That's right, America.
It reminds us that we are America, right?
Yeah.
Like that we want to win. Our team to win. And you can gripe about the place, but when there's a leaderboard and you see stars and stripes, you want that to climb to the top on principle alone.
Start becoming very patriotic.
Yeah.
Very patriotic.
Your pride is on the line, and it's some random girl playing field hockey.
Yeah.
Well, I'd watch it.
It always blows my mind, like at the opening ceremonies, they go through all the athletes from all the different countries.
I love that.
And me too, but like there are some countries where I'm like,
Never
I
heard
didn't
of it.
even know that was a place, and 2 million people live there. Like it's just crazy. It's very educational as well.
I always feel like I'm at Epcot Center when they're out there.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's in the traditional gear, so they'll have like a lion on their back walking around the track.
We were just talking off the air about what we're going to be doing for the 4th of July weekend, and it's going to be a busy one. We learned at the top of the show that it's going to be one of the biggest weekends of all time.
Travel for forever.
This upcoming 4th of July weekend will, according to AAA, have about 71 million people expecting to travel.
God, I'm so glad I'm not on this one. I feel like I've been on the last 5 of these, and this time I am staying put.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere.
I don't think so either. 71 million, especially when you hear this, 71 million Americans are expected to travel 50 miles or more for 4th of July weekend. That's about 3.5 million more than last year. The busiest travel time will be on July 4th itself between 2 and 7 p.m.
Yeah, because it's on a rogue Thursday, so I bet a lot of people are going to be just leaving after work and then taking that long weekend.
Well, it's really rough when people are trying to get to see like the Fort Vancouver fireworks show. It's always a traffic nightmare around there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make, I mean, the stats are the stats, but that doesn't make sense because Wednesday should be the awful day. Because you have
That's true, because Thursday you would
no
have
work.
off.
So like you think about any time Memorial Day or Labor Day, you take off at the beginning. Now is it
I think it's
such
such people driving to fireworks shows.
And it also could be it's so expensive to stay 4 nights. You know, but if you want to go through the weekend, maybe you do leave the 4th. So maybe that's why there's so many more.
Yeah, maybe it is. Well, no.
Because it's during the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the busiest
I
travel
don't
time.
know.
Maybe it's just because of this year it's landing on a weird day.
It's a strange
it's a
Thursday. And then you
Thursday.
got to take a day off. Like,
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, but they say this year the busiest travel time will be July 4th itself between 2 and 7 p.m. And again, July 4th is, I believe, on a
interesting.
Wednesday this year?
It's a Thursday. Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
But you're going to be getting
because-
thirsty on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's an early release day, definitely. Actually, is that an early
I
release
bet
day?
you know how it goes. It won't be for us because we always
Yeah,
do the show,
it
but
would be, yeah.
the hallway will be very free of
Nobody
people.
else will be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Coming up in a little bit, actually, about an hour from now, a little under an hour from now, we'll have tickets to go see comedian Nick Swardson. He's actually coming to Salem, and we'll have those tickets for you at 7:30.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Now, what's trending? Fueled by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
Did you see that video of Ben Affleck going off on paparazzi?
So what's he so fired up about? What's the issue?
They were flashing their cameras at him when he was trying to drive, and he couldn't see anything.
Couldn't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I mean
It's
is
dangerous.
a valid argument. Yeah, it's like, come on, now you know how this ends.
So he jumps out of his car and just gets right up in the photographer's face. At one point, even takes his cell phone from him. But it looks like he gave it back. But here's the clip.
I said, you do have the right. Don't do that. That's dangerous. You don't even know if that's me. You're causing accident.
That's right. Again, Betty, you're right. I have no idea. You know that. But you're right.
Stop, man. It's dangerous what you guys are doing. Do you understand? I can't see. You're gonna get somebody hurt doing that.
Yeah, and the guy, like, the paparazzi cameraman went full kind of like bitch mode when Ben approached him. He went, I'm sorry. And he kind of cowered a little bit.
I feel like they always go chin nuts like that. Like, oh, even when it's like Bieber and he's not yelling, they're like, oh, Justin. Like, they're kind of fanboys.
Well, I think it also is kind of scary when Batfleck comes out of his vehicle and starts charging
And
after
he's
you. It's
hot.
like, and he's pissed, and, he's got... he doesn't he look exhausted right now because of everything that's going on with J-Lo, and he just looks like stressed. And
he does always look like he's been time traveling.
I would be scared crossing Ben Affleck when he's stressed out with a gambling
Well,
debt.
and then, at the end of it, I think he said something about his daughter and how his daughter was going to be coming up there, and now his kids are involved. So, I mean, he was not stoked.
But in his defense, we just had to do a ton of this big project on Princess Diana with my kid. So we were going through that crash scene, and they are so overbearing on trying to get a picture of people.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Do we care that much that we just blow him up until he runs into a tunnel? Because he's going to get hurt if you keep getting him like that.
Right.
So that video is online at 1059thebrew.com, as well as the clip of Ed Sheeran performing with Limp Bizkit over the weekend. They did a cover of Behind Blue Eyes, and this is how it went. It's good to have Ed Sheeran sing this part because I remember when Limp Bizkit came out with this cover, they damn near killed rock and roll. And it's nice to hear Ed do it. I can't wait to see Limp Bizkit, though, with Corey Feldman.
That show is coming up quick, huh?
What is it, Beefwater?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
September.
Honestly. Yeah. I've got some time.
Either
though.
August or September.
I've been looking at vintage Nike tracksuits on eBay for about.
You're gonna wear that?
Looking for the perfect turquoise job.
Well, all those clips are online if you want to check that out. 1059thebrew.com. Just click on Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
August 21st, by the way.
August 21st, on Limp Bizkit show. Great. All right, coming up around 7:30, we got tickets to go see comedian Nick Swardson. He's going to be taking over Salem in October. You could be there. 7:30, listen to win. We got to recap Bacon and Beer from Friday right after Beck. Happy Tuesday. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily.
Yeah. Happy Tuesday. We got comedian Nick Swartzen tickets all this week. We'll have your first pair here in about 30 minutes. Make sure you're listening to win.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who showed up to Bacon and Beer Friday morning. Salem showed up, man. Lots, I don't know how many people, but lots and lots of people. We had that place packed Friday morning. Thanks to everyone who showed up. To Gilgamesh. And thanks to Gilgamesh for obviously opening up for us early Friday morning.
And
for Bacon and Beer.
And the Mount Bacon. I mean, there was when we
So much
got there.
bacon.
I've never seen such a pile.
It was a pile.
Beefwater, do we know when we'll have the exact number of how much food we collected?
I believe it'll be in either today or tomorrow.
Okay,
Ooh,
excellent.
nice.
So we'll know. Our goal was over 1,000 pounds. We think we did it.
We looked heavy.
Yeah, listen, I hit up Suze yesterday. We were talking about it, and I go, "What do you think it was?" And she thought we were in like the 1600 range.
No way.
Wow.
Well, let's
That is pretty impressive.
heat
I mean,
expectations. I'm going to hope for 15.
She was
Yeah.
just saying, like, I couldn't even move those barrels; they were so heavy.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good problem to have. So, all right, we'll find out hopefully later today, if not tomorrow for sure, how much food we collected at Bacon and Beer. And again, thanks to everyone who brought food for people in need. It's all going to benefit the Marion Polk Food Share and stay in Salem for the people of Salem.
Absolutely, it's there now, waiting
Dope.
waiting to distribute.
It was a lot of fun Friday, right, Laura? I mean, Bacon
Yeah.
and Beer, Yellowstone?
It was really fun. I was going to ask, how's your nuts, though?
Oh, mine from the
Because-
firing squad?
Yeah, because when we left, you were hurting a little bit.
It wasn't the nuts that really was
the
problem.
headache,
Yeah.
right?
So like when they threw the water balloons at me, for one, nobody like specified like how far you should stand from me. Like
Yeah.
we never thought about like
Well, they were standing pretty far away.
it felt pretty close.
No.
It was a pretty good distance. Court's the one that you need to take issue with.
It
'cause
was-
he hand selected your people.
They were pretty close, and also we didn't say like, hey, you don't need to throw it like you're Nolan Ryan. We didn't specify like how hard to throw.
Like-
We just said take a water balloon and enjoy yourself.
But if you put the shoe on the other foot, they're like, "This is my one chance."
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
They would have been like,
Yeah.
And so
Man, I watched that video about 15 times.
The sound, like, it's just the sound for me.
It
right?
looks like, if you just watch it quickly, it looks like you swallow the cigarette.
It's true.
yeah, because it
That's true.
disappears, right?
Yeah.
So the video, it's on our Instagram at 1059 The Brew or at Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Go and follow. And I'll play the audio here in a second, but I put my hands behind my back because I have to take this like a man.
Right, of course.
And they say that usually they tie your arms behind your back at a firing squad so you can't go anywhere. Well, we didn't have that luxury, so I just put my hands behind my back and I put a cigarette in my mouth because that's what you're supposed to do before you die.
Yeah, your
And
final
I just
rites.
Relax a little bit.
Right. Even though I got crap, people are saying like, Tanner, you talk trash about cigarettes all the time, and you're putting a
Yeah,
cigarette
you
in
don't
your
even
mouth.
smoke.
I was about to take 27 bullets.
I was going to say, it's a little different when you're playing a character who's about to be shot.
Right. So I did the cigarette, and then the first like water balloons just blew up on my chest and that area. and then a few of them hit me directly in the face.
It was like pop, pop, pop.
And it felt like I got punched in the face twice,
Like
just
a combo?
like a left right. You know what I mean? Just think, and it stunned me. Water
Your
went,
head goes back to when you get hit, like out of the fright.
yeah, water
So
went
extra
into my
bang.
mouth and up my nose.
Ooh.
Like it went into my nostrils. So
That's
all
the
day I
worst.
felt that, like when you know when you jump in a pool and then all day you've got that feeling afterwards.
Because
So
you were
I
like
had that.
spitting water out of your mouth.
Oh my God, that was it was a lot too. I was like, whoa, how much water did he swallow?
Because it was a direct hit. I mean, it was a bullseye of a shot. I don't know who threw that one. Do you know? I want them arrested.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly who hit who where.
There was a collection of guys when I looked over there that were hiding out in the back when you were like introducing them all, and all of them were 6 foot or taller, and all of them, whether they're a little bit out of shape,
By the way,
still could throw a
they were
rock.
like
we
collegiate athletes.
We said 10 water balloons. I went and counted it. It was like 14 water balloons that were thrown at me.
They were
They were
small.
small.
We said
but-
10 water
yeah,
balloons.
but they were like the size of an egg.
but that a little
Yeah.
bigger than an egg, a small apple. But
Yeah,
that
a
apple,
melon.
But there's also an argument that it's worse when they're small because you throw them harder. They don't waggle through the air, and when they hit, it's just like a BB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the audio of me getting dinged with the water balloons at Bacon and Beer on Friday. So I put the cigarette in my mouth. And here comes the... And then the nut shot. Right here. Right there.
Yeah, because
It's a wreck shot to the nads.
it's almost like you thought it was over.
I did.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this
Yeah.
rogue water balloon comes straight to the nuts.
Right in my testes. And I felt it all day. Not my nads, but my face. Kind of like I got
Yeah,
punched. I felt it all day long. So
And where they
Videos
set,
are online.
Where they set you up, every time one would miss, it would like they were empty cans stacked in a tower, so they would blow out like the movies.
like it's a Matrix movie.
It was outstanding.
It was a high-end cinema graphic.
We've got to get the video and put it in slow motion and put the Matrix music behind
For
it.
sure.
Yeah, for
Do that.
sure.
But my hat is off to you. You most definitely took it like a man.
That sucked.
You took all of that in stride, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
And it was just
Yeah,
such a
that was-
crappy day for me. Like, I lasted the least amount of time in the bowl. I think I lasted
yeah.
19 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I think beef water lasted the longest.
Yeah.
On his
Yeah,
third
okay,
try.
but that was I still.
Yeah, so Drew
Imagine-
probably lasted the longest.
I think we need
Imagine
to. We
how
need
good-
I
to
still love-
average the 3 times.
I still
together.
love how you guys think I had an advantage after I got spun like NASA twice.
But I think that if you got to think about it in this line, that if any of us were given another chance, you would
still
know.
I think I would have done better the second time around and the third case. So, yeah, you that doesn't count.
Casey just goes, you would lose. They're like, okay, he's got a lot of pride in
Whatever.
this now.
By the way, our boss Michael Lacrosse, he came in second. He only lost by 1 second, and that was his first go around. And he
Yeah.
was wearing a tie and slacks. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's
I
a
don't know,
corporate
Casey.
robot and used his abilities to latch onto that bull. So.
I'm going to give that robot credit, though, because not only was he in those weird Dockers, which I don't know how you hold on
Dude,
to that.
his shoes do not match his outfit. Someone needs to tell him it's illegal the way
What
he
are
dresses.
those?
Yeah, he's got some what are those shoes. But I think that a history book should read that, like, in the group email, there's this, like, convoluted story about how somebody else got him to do it. From the beginning, Tanner and I, like, said to him, we go, you should do the bull. And
he's
in a
like,
straight
yeah.
face, he goes,
Okay,
sure, fine.
There was-
And I
there was
immediately
nothing.
thought, uh-oh, we
Yeah.
just summonsed a hockey player.
That's
And
true.
now he
Yeah.
dresses like a dork. I'll tell him that to his face. But he did a good job.
That's what I was impressed by was there was zero thought to it. He just
He's like,
all right,
yeah, of
Well,
course.
who would have known Captain Velcro would have been so
He was
good.
kicking those
at
shoes off
mechanical bull.
before he even made it over there.
Go check out the videos, the bull riding, the water balloon fights, or whatever you want to call it, the firing squad. It's all online from Bacon and Beer on Friday, 1059thebrew.com, or just follow us on Instagram at 1059thebrew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
now. Drew's Sports, brought to you by Thornton Coffee, your local family-owned coffee roaster supplying wholesale and retail. Go to thorntoncoffee.com. Here's Drew.
Well, the Panthers did it yesterday. They stopped the Cinderella ride of the Oilers to get their first ever Stanley Cup championship. It was a cool story and so many amazing storylines. One thing that's weird is Matthew Tkachuk. He's one of the stars for the Panthers. His dad was a professional hockey player for 18 years, never won a cup. His little brother is on the Senators. He's in the league as well. But what's also strange is his childhood friend, and this is all coming out now, is Jason Tatum, superstar for the Boston Celtics. So these guys used to sit next to each other on the school bus, and 2 weeks apart, or a week and a half apart, one won a NBA championship, and the other won the Stanley Cup.
That's crazy.
I mean, talk about a strange scenario where you have that, and this picture of them on the bus is now going viral. Pretty crazy. But when you're in a family like this, looking for a cup, it feels extra good. And he said this about his fam.
All I wanted to do was win it, not only for everybody out here, but I really wanted to win it for those two especially. This is a journey that starts with family, and I'm so appreciative to have the best family in the world.
And moving forward, we'll see if they can repeat again, but the last 2 years they have been the best team in all of hockey. And finally, we talked about it earlier, but this is going to be a ton of fun tomorrow, a free draft party for the Blazers, and it's presented by Ticketmaster. First 500 people get a free Ticketmaster bucket hat. I mean, we're moving back to the days where I grew up. We're going bucket hatting. Also, there will be a ton of interactive games and fun things to do. Rip City Clothing, also 35% off that Blazer merch. So go down there tomorrow. It should be a lot of fun. Party starts at 4. And, well, doors open at 4. Party starts at 4:30. There's your sports.
Thank you much. All right, coming up next, we got tickets to go see comedian Nick Swardson in Salem when he takes over the Elsinore Theater in October. We need callers 10, 11, and 12 right now. 866-445-1059. That's 866-445-1059. Going to read you some news stories, all of which are real, but only one comes from the great state of Florida. Just got to figure out which one it is. We'll play after AC/DC. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Yeah. Got a talkback message through the iHeartRadio app.
Morning, Brew Crew. This is Big John. Had a great time at Bacon and Beer. Looking forward to the next event. Fun like always.
Thanks, Big John. It was a lot of fun Friday at Gilgamesh Brewing in Salem. Thanks to everybody who showed up. We'll have the exact amount of food that we collected sometime later today or tomorrow. But a lot of people think it's definitely over 1,000 pounds. That was the goal. So we'll see coming up very, very soon.
Nice. I think one person alone brought like 200 pounds.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah, why didn't we bring that person to the front?
Those boxes that were sitting next to the bins, one person brought that.
That's so cool.
That's pretty incredible. So
and I like how they do that under the radar, right? Like you're not parading it. You're doing your part. It's very cool.
If you missed it, you can see footage online at 1059thebrew.com. Like me getting hit with the water balloons in the firing squad, the first ever firing squad. I took 2 water balloons to the face and one directly to the nads. Had to light a cigarette. And you're right, Drew, that cigarette did disappear. I think I swallowed it.
It vaporized.
Did anyone locate the cigarette afterwards?
It hit me in the face, and then that cigarette just, disappeared. But
it's got to be lodged in one of those can racks or something.
Yeah. I isolated that audio last night and used it to fall asleep.
Follow us at 1059 The Brew or at Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Let's do this.
In Florida. Report out of Florida. Florida teen.
Weird can be the norm.
Herpes-infected monkeys terrorize Florida.
It's now time to play. It happened in Florida. Seriously, what the is going on down there?
Every one of these stories you're about to hear is real. Only one comes from Florida. You just have to tell us which one is which to get these tickets to go see comedian Nick Swartzen when he takes over Elsinore Theater in Salem, October 26th.
Nice. Yeah.
Who wants to go first, Laura?
Yes, I can go first. It happened in Florida.
Florida.
A man stopped a burglary Thursday afternoon by hitting the alleged suspect with a cast iron frying pan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just like out of the cartoons.
You PUBG'd him.
Yeah.
Like that's what you can do in the game PUBG. You can smack a dude over the head with a pan.
Maybe he'd been playing because he had practice, apparently.
But cast iron's like 5 times heavier than a normal frying pan. That is... I mean, baller just to get it up above your head.
It's no joke. According to the homeowner, Jason Williams, he received a call from his alarm company just after 3 p.m. as he was already on the way home. He didn't realize the guy was still in his house. He said he looked on his camera feed and saw a man trying to break in. He didn't realize until he walked inside and started going upstairs that the dude was still in there. He was just casually making his way down the stairs. So he grabbed the first thing he saw, which happened to be a cast iron frying pan. hit him over the head with it. He said the guy was stunned. He did run outside, but thankfully the cops were already on their way. According to the police, the 33-year-old suspect was taken into custody and to the hospital where he was reportedly, surprisingly, in good condition.
Figured he'd be done reading forever after that.
Yeah, I feel you can kill somebody. I feel like.
It's a heavy pan.
Boom.
It happened in Florida. A woman is facing charges after being caught trying to give Botox injections in a mall's parking lot.
Oh, well,
those are safe.
Botox is expensive. You got to get the discounts where you can.
Lena Alexandria Gutierrez was 48 years old and recently arrested by police. She was charged with practicing healthcare without a license and possession of prescription drugs with intent to sell or deliver.
Oh, got her with that one.
The police investigation started after a client complained that he got multiple injections and had left a lump on his forehead that lasted for a month, according to the police report.
No.
She was charging patients about $150 to $200 per session. The person
Pretty
who
good.
reported the
It's a good deal.
case to police was under the impression that she was a licensed provider.
But you're in a mall
just
parking,
in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Stop that.
Let me just
behavior.
open up the trunk real quick and hook you up with some bigger lips.
Yeah, there's
Seems
nothing weird
legit.
here. Nothing weird. Just go ahead and put your seat all the way back.
So yeah, they did a sting operation and they saw her doing all of the things that she's accused of.
Man,
And-
if she was better at her job, this would have never happened.
That's true.
If you weren't
Yeah.
putting bulbs on foreheads.
She was arrested, but then released on a $5,000 bond.
So, a little catch and release.
But yeah,
But she had to promise she'd get her license.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, she's done.
Anytime,
She's out of the
listen,
game.
even if she is licensed, if it's in a parking lot anywhere,
That doesn't seem sanitary.
just meet me at the IHOP and I'll
Yeah,
hook you up with
sure.
some butt injections.
Yeah, like
just say no.
Let me take another look at those credentials.
Mm-hmm.
It happened in Florida. This is amazing. A kilt-wearing man has pled guilty to taking merchandise from antique stores and shoving those items up his rectum.
What?
But then
You guys ever done that?
He's the give done that part. But what about this next part? Before he would do that, and then he would return ththose items to the shelf. Oh yeah, and this is no small anus, folks. This is a 6'6" individual wearing a kilt. He had it wide open and ready to go. There's two incidents. One where he took a restoration hardware piece and did the thing.
No.
Also a makeup brush, returned those to the shelf. And then he went to a second place that I have to share with you. This place is another antique store called The Curiosity Shop. I swear to God.
The man was curious.
And so Vest goes into the and grabs an antique bottle opener, and whoop, there it goes. Also a tobacco can from a long time ago. Whoop, also up there. But then when he returned them to the shelf, there was residue on the items, and so the items with a combined value of $204 had to be thrown away. Nobody is doing makeup with that brush or that coffee or that tobacco can or any of that stuff.
There should be a
ever again.
strict you boof it, you buy it policy, you know?
Well,
If you boof, you buy policy.
If you guys go boofing buying, do know that he only got probation
Oh,
for
come
keystering
on
antiques.
Well, the good news in all that is every item comes with pink eye.
That's true. This is true.
I can see that being a pawn shop. Boof and buy. Boof and buy
buy.
pawn.
It's
I'd
worth a
shop
look.
there.
I mean, hidden treasures.
All right, let's find some. Let's get somebody some tickets here to go see Nick Swartzen. Let's go to Chris in Vancouver. Good morning, Chris. What's happening?
Good morning. I'm just on my way to work. How you guys doing?
Doing well, Chris. Tell us which story comes from Florida.
I'm going to have to go with the parking lot Botox.
Parking lot
Sounds
Botox?
like very Florida behavior.
Is that a Florida story? Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, nice.
Miami,
nice,
Florida.
It's tough. I mean, you would have thought they would keister in Florida too, but no. They boof out in Texas.
Boofing out in Texas. And my frying pan story was from Chicago.
Congratulations. You're going to go see Nick Swartzen in Salem, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hang on. We'll get your information. We got these tickets all week long.
Bing, bang.
Yeah. I think boof and buy. That's a
You boof it, you buy it.
pretty.
That should be a house rule at all antique stores.
Yes.
Really.
You boof, you buy. It's a golden rule here. It's above the door.
Sorry, it's just how it is.
6'6". He could have put so much stuff.
Oh my God.
Later on this morning, we're going to check more of your talkback messages. So if you've got something to say, got a comment, suggestion, complaint, whatever you want, download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone. Once you have the Bruce streaming, press the microphone button.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
The Big Story.
It's now time for our new segment, The Big Story, where each of us go around the room sharing what we think the biggest stories of the day are. And I can start this morning.
Perfect.
I think the big story are these astronauts who are kind of stuck on the International Space Station right now.
What?
Yeah, you haven't heard about this?
No. I mean, I've been in the woods all weekend. What happened?
Yeah, let me pull the story. I just had the story, and now it just disappeared on me.
Well, it's from a couple of weeks ago when it was the Boeing rocket,
That
right?
went up there, and I know they all got together.
Yep, and everything was fine. The launch was great.
Here it is. So yes, the two NASA astronauts that are currently on the International Space Station will be there for a little while longer, and they're not going to be coming home tomorrow as some people thought. Looks like Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams launched into space in that Boeing Starliner capsule on June 5th. And they plan to stay for just over a week. Their return was postponed until June 22nd, then June 26th, and now NASA has pushed it back again to an undetermined new date sometime in July.
That's gotta be so
frightening.
Scary.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we're bringing you home. When's that going to be? Do not me. When
Do you
I
have
come
enough
home?
space hot pockets?
Yeah, and that's what I always wonder. Like, that's a lot. We as humans, we consume a lot.
I'm sure there's so much like instant
Freeze-dried
food,
everything.
on the space station. NASA is investigating issues with the capsule, including the malfunction of 5 of the capsule's thrusters as it was approaching the International Space Station, along with helium leaks.
Yeah, that's what I had heard, is that there were a couple of helium leaks, which they knew about prior to launch, but they're like, it's fine.
Yeah, that's not a great look.
Yeah, so
and they can't have any more bad news right now.
Yeah, Boeing's just hurting.
They're on the ropes.
But I hope those astronauts get back safely. It's got to be nerve-wracking being up there. Like, I want to.
Oh yeah, I want to get home. I thought I was home for hot dogs and the 4th of July. This is un-American.
Yeah. Now, when you're if you're on the International Space Station, I'm assuming you can get some sort of entertainment, some sort of television.
I think you have like internet up there.
Because what happens if like Apollo 13 comes on? Like, do you demand that get shut off?
Change it now. Randy, insensitive. Turn this off.
Stressing me out, bro. But that's what I think the big story is.
Okay.
The big. What do you got?
Go for it. Drew.
The big story to me is a small plane. You guys hear about this yesterday in the Columbia River? It crashed in the middle of the afternoon. Now the pilot was the only person on board, and the plane it went down near Gary Island, about 2 miles east of Troutdale, in the Sandy River Delta. Now imagine you're just out there and you're fishing or cruising on a boat and a plane comes in hot. Now, they don't know exactly what happened as of now, but the pilot did get out of the plane and was able to make it onto shore. The firefighters reached him and he was evaluated for injuries, but the National Travel and Safety Board will investigate the cause of that crash.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that he is okay. I think the big story is it's more of a reminder that 4 miles of I-5 going to be closed in both directions starting 9 p.m. Friday in Southwest Portland. Crews are working to replace the 26th Avenue overpass. It's been underway, this project, for nearly a year. This should be kind of like the final step, but it requires them shutting down the entire interstate for 3 days. So it's going to be 9 p.m. Friday through 5 a.m. on Monday. I-5 going to be closed southbound at Terwilliger Boulevard and northbound at
how did you say it when you first moved here?
Terwilliger. And I still...
The great Terwilliger family.
When I see it, I still think that, so I have to go out of my way to not say that.
Terwilliger, not Terry. See, now I'm going to say it. Terry Williger.
Terwilliger.
The great Terry Williger was a hunter and a gatherer.
Yes. But anyway, so the interstate's going to be closed. I think it's like, hold on, let me see. Oh, it doesn't give me the exit numbers, but I want to say it's like 294 through 297 are going to be closed north and southbound. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lucky it's the weekend, or Laura'd be eating that for days coming here.
That is correct.
Thank you. More on those stories at 1059thebrew.com. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about a woman who's deciding to divorce her husband, and it's a pretty ridiculous reason. The reason she wants a divorce, I think it's pretty dumb.
Okay.
But it got us talking here in the studio.
I'll be the judge of that.
We want to know, if you were to divorce your spouse over something really stupid, what would it be? 866-445-1059. Your call is after Soundgarden on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
All right, if you were going to divorce your spouse over something kind of trivial and dumb, what would it be exactly? 866-445-1059. The reason we ask is we found this story about a woman who's divorcing her husband because he screws the jar lids too tight, and it's making her crazy.
Yeah, how am I supposed to get the pickles open, Rick?
You couldn't just buy one of those little doilies you put over the top and it opens it twice as easy?
When I was a kid, I would have trouble opening lids all the time, and my grandmother taught me a technique where you take a butter knife and you just tap the lid a couple of times around it, and it easily just falls off after that.
Works every time.
Tap rule works great. And what she probably doesn't realize, there's certain items you aren't actually screwing the lid on that tight, like pickles that have the vinegar and all that stuff going on inside the the glass. If you close it normal, every time I close it, and then I come back and I have to use the device to open it.
Yeah, it's like a suction situation.
Yeah, exactly. The chemicals or whatever that's inside tightens it up. Your husband is not to blame.
Well, she says he is and is divorcing her. She actually, divorcing him. She actually went to Reddit to ask advice. You know, she was wondering if she was the a-hole.
Well, the answer is yes. But how do you have to go to the internet
But
to
listen
ask
to
that
this.
question?
The anonymous woman posted about her domestic dilemma on Reddit. And she says, sometimes I literally feel insane for being so upset over jar lids. But she claims that she's at her wit's end with the most recent round of resealed containers, adding that it's been going on for a while, as a matter of fact, since they've been dating.
What if he's like so passive aggressive that like whenever she's a pain in the ass, he just goes,
Well, that's what she thinks. She
I was
says,
going to say, maybe he's doing it on purpose.
She says, quote, it's been a recurring cycle over the last 5 years. It's just a thing that would escalate until I had a major meltdown and freaked out, screaming, frustrated, and seemingly crazy because it's just a lid. It would get better for a while, then it would slowly become an issue again, just getting worse and worse until I reached a breaking point.
So I do feel like there are some underlying issues here, right? Like I feel like it's more of a statement on you don't really care about my feelings, not the frustration of, hey, I can't open this jar because the lid's on too tight. It's like, I've asked you nicely, please not to do this over and over again, and you're still doing it. So then
straw that broke the camel's back.
So
I don't know.
she says-
Grounds for divorce, not sure. But
She says that the hubby claimed that it was just a habit of tightening extra tight to, quote, keep the food fresh, but she's convinced that he's doing it intentionally despite her.
Yeah.
And I feel like things pile on. They pile on. And then when you get to the point in the relationship where you're almost going to divorce someone, it could be like they sneeze too much.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's it. That's it.
She says, quote, first it started with just things he used, and then over time it became every damn glass jar with a metal lid. He'd tighten them so damn much I couldn't open them without assistance. It wasn't a huge deal if he was there, but if I were alone, it was super annoying. More times than I can count, I've opened a new jar or something because I couldn't get the old jar open.
You can't Google it.
Yeah, I mean, tap it on the
Google
counter.
it.
Like, I feel like there.
You can honestly, the little, like, the doily I'm talking about is just a little piece of rubber.
I guess what set her off is when he went on like a work thing for like 10 days. He was gone for 10 days.
I didn't eat the whole time.
And she says a jar of pickles ended up being the downfall of their marriage.
Oh,
the very thing I said is self-sealing.
Yeah, but it also sounds
I'd
like
divorce her too. Be like, no, I'm getting there first. Hold on, get out of the way.
It also sounds like though it wasn't just the pickles, but I mean,
It's
still,
I know, but she
still.
named something that's self-sealing. It's,
Yeah, but if she's that wound up about just the pickles,
It's gonna be the controller.
I feel like she's that way about
There's
everything.
got to be something else, and also
Like, she
obviously,
melts down when the toilet paper isn't put on the thing right.
Well, I mean, I would
or
too.
like a
Come on
smoke
now.
detector beeps instantly. She feels you
Yeah.
left it for 6 weeks, and it's the first beep.
I've told you to put the batteries in that thing.
Like, you do a new battery
Right.
before it beeps.
Yeah.
Oh, Rhonda. If I knew your real name.
Rhonda. No, I don't. I think it's a ridiculous reason to divorce somebody just because you're tightening the jars too tight. However, I do
Might be
think
in
there are
love.
probably some underlying issue. That can't be the only thing.
I feel like there's
that cannot
there's
be
a
the
there's a
only
mad loss of love there. It has to be
yeah.
right
Exactly.
before all that happens.
The honeymoon stage is worn thin if you can't handle the jar.
My guess is this couple isn't having a lot of sex. It just
Probably
sounds like
not.
they're both pent up a bit.
He's sexually frustrated, so he's squeezing jars. She is too, so she's popping off.
What would you be willing to divorce your spouse over? Something stupid. Like, you're not going to divorce them over this, but I swear to God, every time she does it,
One more time.
I'm going to file those papers.
I feel like the more petty the thing, the better you have it, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna divorce them over this petty thing, it's probably not so bad.
Drew, I'm the only one in here who's never been married. What about you? Is there something Amy does that you're like, I swear to God?
There is, and it's something that I rarely come in contact with, but if I lose a controller or like an earbud when I'm trying to listen to music when I'm going to bed and I got to reach behind my bed or I got to go flip all the blankets up and walk around Amy's side of the bed, she has this tendency, and I don't even get it because she doesn't have allergies on any of the level that I do, but she will lay there and rather than get up 5 times in the night, and I don't know why ladies start to face leak when they sleep, but she'll blow her nose, which is like a clear liquid or whatever, but enough to make it a crusty McCrusterton, and then she'll drop it on the ground there and go to sleep. And with the idea that I gather up my little things in the morning and I move them to the garbage and no harm, no foul. Well, when you forget to do that, or you're busy with a baby, or one slips behind the bed over a 3-month period, you have a snot nest under your bed.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so it's just like, do I clean those out? And so in a world where I am pretty pampered, would be my grounds for pack your things
and
get out of here.
I see. Yeah. If I have to clean up one more snot rag.
Yeah,
that's pretty
exactly. I
gross.
got to push a bunch of snot tissues to go get an earbud.
I keep mine under my pillow, Drew.
Oh, that's even more disgusting.
What's the dumb thing you'd be willing to divorce your spouse over? 866-445-1059. You can also shoot us a talkback message through the iHeartRadio app.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
And now, Brews Sports, brought to you by Thornton Coffee, your local family-owned coffee roaster supplying wholesale and retail. Go to thorntoncoffee.com. Here's Drew.
Well, the Panthers were able to edge the Oilers yesterday to win the Stanley Cup by a single goal. And that's such a great story for them. But if you're on the other side of it, and you were one goal away from glory statistically, 90% of these dudes won't return if they don't return with this team to the biggest stage in all of hockey. But there have to be winners and losers. And Matthew Tkachuk was one of those guys who was raised in hockey. His dad was a pro hockey player. His brother's a pro hockey player. And they were a grind team all the way through his childhood, getting to this place. And now he stands atop the tower of all of the sport and had this to say about his dad and his bro.
All I wanted to do was win it, not only for everybody out here, but I really wanted to win it for those two especially. This is a journey that starts with family. And I'm so appreciative to have the best family in the world.
It goes a long way. They will now try and repeat next year as they come in as a slight favorite. And finally, this is sad. Track officials denied the appeal by 800-meter Olympic champion Athing Mu. Now, she tripped and fell, ended up with her feet up over her head in the middle of her race when her feet got tangled up with other runners. I mean, you're supposed to dominate. You're supposed to come home with gold, and you're not even going. You have to wait another 4 years, and then who is going to be the one? This all went down in Eugene over the weekend. Sad news, but Team USA will move on. There's your sports.
Thank you much. All right, this woman has decided to divorce her husband because he tightens the jars too tight at the house.
Yeah.
And it's making her insane. I guess he went on vacation or did some work trip for 10 days, and she couldn't open a jar of pickles.
She's
Nearly
gonna go,
starved.
Yeah, she's going to go hungry.
And she says, I know it sounds a little crazy that I've get this upset, but it's years in the making, and I feel like he does it despite me, and I'm sick of it.
Oh, I'm sure she's chill about everything else, just this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If you totally normal.
Rational behavior.
If you were to divorce your spouse over something kind of dumb like that, what would it be? 866-445-1059 is the number. You can also shoot us a text message at 98197. It's The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by.
All right. If you were to divorce your spouse over something dumb, and let's clarify, you're not going to divorce them. But if you were.
Because you know it's ridiculous.
Yeah, your petty reason if you were to.
What would be that reason? 866-445-1059. This woman is divorcing her husband after years of marriage because he tightens the jars too tight.
Yeah.
And she says that it's been a long time coming. I think he does it just to upset me. I can't take it anymore. And he went on like a work trip for 10 days, and that's the straw that broke the camel's back when she couldn't open
I can't open
a pickle
any
jar.
of these jars. A little codependent, perhaps.
She's had it. This text message is coming from 8177. They say that they would divorce their spouse for leaving chunks of tuna in the mayo jar and then pretending like I'm overreacting and say it's when I say it's disgusting.
It is disgusting. You got to stop doing that.
That's some rookie behavior. Your fish in the mayo.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I mean, you got to separate.
And then like why are you getting so mad about it? Like it's gnarly.
Gross.
Use a different spoon for the mayo. Just never take that tuna knife back to the can.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's what makes me nuts is when you call somebody out on their ridiculous behavior and then they turn it around on you, make it like you're the bad guy.
Like you're overreacting. No, nobody wants fish in their mayonnaise. I can't remember anyone's like, oh, that's so great. They did that for me.
Yeah, especially old fish who has been in there for who knows how long. Yeah.
8589 says they would divorce their spouse for not washing their hands immediately after handling raw meat, touching other things before washing it. I'm following with Clorox wipes.
Right.
Yeah, and it is tough. You know, every day I touch raw meat, and it's tough to sometimes when it's gooey and you have a marinade and you have to touch that sink. I try to be like back of the arm, but I'm sure I've Salma swiped something.
But you're not just raw dogging like the salt and pepper shakers after you touch the chicken.
I'm trying not to,
Yeah.
but I could see how, like Amy's the same way. She does not like the goo of especially chicken.
This text message from 9911 says, my wife said if I play the Hawk Tua video one more time, she's getting a divorce.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is it true that lady is a preacher's daughter?
I heard
real?
I heard she was a preschool teacher or a grade school teacher,
there's been a lot of stories.
and she's been fired from her job.
It's possible that she's both, honestly.
The one that they were selling as a legitimate story is that she's a preacher's daughter, and that she is a little embarrassed but stands by her words of just having fun.
Yeah, she may be, but I
don't know what any of it is.
I read that the school that she was at was called Epstein Elementary or something like that.
It was not.
I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true.
The longer she was not known, the more story. It's like Paul Bunyan out here.
But I heard that she was a teacher and like
I would hope
she got
wouldn't be
fired from her job. And like I think that's ridiculous if that is true.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're teaching kids and like the prevalence of social media, I'm not saying she should have. I'm not saying she should have been fired. I think the reaction was a bit harsh. I think her doing that with a camera in her face was a poor judgment call.
I think that anyone that makes a joke, it's not her fault the internet fell in love with it. It's not her fault that we're a bunch of.
I know, I know,
it's
but
0% her fault.
I know, but now, like, if her students are seeing that,
and that's the
like,
rumors
you
are
can't
that they're saying
leave her employed, right?
I don't care. You took a video of her in the street. She didn't bring that to them.
And she should have said no comment. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, let's steal a career over one sentence.
I'm not saying it's not
drinking.
a harsh.
I mean, she had no idea. I mean, the chances of that happening, of you going viral
but
and becoming a
these
worldwide
days,
sensation.
These days, the stuff people dig up on Twitter, like anything can end up going viral.
But off the air all the time, we say stuff in joking, off the cuff moment, which you would not want to be thrown on the internet. But if
there's a lot of things
that
that
in the corner and he just threw it up, I don't control.
And there's a lot of things that I've said that I don't even like.
I don't mean.
I just say it just because it's funny or it's for the show,
which is fine. But like Drew, even to your point, it's like stuff we say off the air. There's a reason we don't say it on the air.
But she's not. But she's not on TV.
But
she's
a lot
in
of that,
a street.
and a lot of
She
stuff
was
we
being
legally
interviewed.
can't say. You know, we legally
Yeah.
can't say it. I mean, she's
Right.
she's
But
drunk,
when
having a
you're
good
an
time.
elementary school teacher, you got to think twice about
If
your
she-
actions.
I mean, we don't even know 100% that she is. But
Yeah.
if she is, I just don't think that, say you're a great teacher. I'm thinking of my kids' teachers. And you're like, oh, yeah, she said this comment. She should be fired. I would be at the school board meeting.
Yeah.
I'd say absolutely not.
If she's a great teacher, then the parents need to stand up and be like, hey, look, let's
Because
get her
what?
back in the
Because
classroom.
her sex life involves getting a little rowdy?
Yeah.
That's
well,
her deal at her time.
It
I mean,
totally
she's not
is,
getting
but
naked.
now it's on the internet, and your students, your 7-year-old students, are imitating it in class. Like,
a
what are you going to
7-year-old
do?
has no idea unless you tell them what that means.
That's true.
0% they know what hakchua means.
No, of course they don't know what it means, but now they're
Come
like,
on.
but now they're
Tua.
doing. You know what I mean? Like, what do you like?
Come on. I mean, there's
yeah,
no
but
argument
it's still
for this.
it's still your responsibility to.
Okay.
So you're
to
saying
watch your
but
mouth and be smart
you're
about
saying in
what
this
you
day and
say.
this day and age, you've got to be a little bit more tactful and mindful about those
You
things.
have to be.
never
You
tell
have
a
to
joke
be thinking
for
about
fear
it.
that you'll
No,
go viral.
Of course you can tell a joke, but you have to. It's called consequences to your actions.
And that's
Like,
this doesn't fit the crime.
maybe
losing your job does
maybe
not fit the
but I
crime.
think that you should have used better judgment.
Okay, that's like a wave your finger, not steal your job.
Okay. All
I mean,
right. That's fair.
I would not say it into the camera if I was a teacher, but I
Right.
wouldn't expect to be
But
fired.
why? Why would you not?
Because
it's
I
a
have little
poor-
girls.
Yeah, because
It's different. It's just that she's just a lady telling a
she's
joke.
just
when she's
a
had
lady who is
who's had a couple
responsible
of
for
White
like
Claws.
30 children in
I
a
think she had
classroom.
more than a couple.
Yeah, and you're out in the street and they're interviewing you and your friends. It's not like, okay, at 6 o'clock you're going to be on 60 Minutes. No,
Yeah.
this is Goobtron with a cell phone camera.
Yeah, right. I
mean,
know.
what-
I get it. But like also
I'm team leave her alone.
think about what you're doing.
Yeah, the room seems to be a bit divided.
We're
where
divided.
Some people are
We're
Break the
divided on
tie.
Hawk Tua, girl.
What do you think?
I think
do you
it's
think she should lose
obviously.
a job
I
over
think
it?
it's an overreaction. Anytime I see someone lose their job for a comment like that, I think it's an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, I suppose you got to be a little bit more mindful about what you say in public these days. But I don't know that I would have thought about it if I were in that situation.
I would have
Well,
never
I'm
gone
sure
to bed
she
and
didn't.
thought,
I'm sure she didn't think about it either. Because she was just out having a good time. She looked like she's in her early 20s.
But to,
yeah.
if they did fire, I think that's a total overreaction.
because we what have we put 100 videos up online and not one of them have gained that kind of traction. Nobody could ever imagine that you would
Right.
go viral. That you'd
You're
be the
not
I love corn kid.
Yeah, you're
Like,
not thinking
nobody.
about it in that moment. For
I
sure.
saw a funny meme, and that meme of Ben Affleck out in front of the house smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
He looks all
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
And it was like the hawk to his dad right now, because he's like, son of a bitch, honey,
Like,
really?
Why?
And that's why I liked the preacher version of the story that he
Yeah.
was like super disappointed.
That's honestly super. That's believable though.
I mean, and I
because-
don't know. Can't believe anything that just comes across a wire. I'd like some confirmation.
Let's go to Siri and Steve. Good morning, Siri and Steve.
Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing?
Good.
Bro, actually, that's bull crap that she got fired for that.
The Hawk Tua girl?
What happened outside of work what happened outside of work should not affect anybody's job. I mean, I don't care if she was a nun, let alone a freaking teacher. And her kids should not be watching TikTok and Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, the rumors are that the kids are going around spitting on each other because of the video. Going, Hawk Tua.
I mean, I want to know
spitting
what
on
grade
people.
is doing that. Because, I mean, my 8-year-old would never know what that is.
Yeah, I don't think the
Right,
kids
I
knew.
don't. I don't think the kids are probably connecting like what that means.
But they haven't even had access. That's why this is weird to me, because they don't even have access to, an 8-year-old doesn't scroll the talk.
But yeah,
I mean,
but
I don't
come
know
on.
if that's true
people
necessarily.
find the videos. Kids,
Yeah.
if the video's been
It's-
viewed by
it's
millions and millions.
starting
But
earlier
if they
and
went,
earlier,
if she's a
Drew.
school teacher and the video went viral, they saw it.
And
But
the
if,
kids
if
are like
you're
in your-
9, my kids, it went viral. My kids haven't seen it. If you're 9 and you've seen it, it's on the parent. They shouldn't
Well,
have access.
that may be
yeah,
true,
okay,
but
yeah, maybe
that's,
a nine, maybe
that's
a
the case for
9-year-old
thousands.
How
Maybe a
could they
9-year-old
access
should
it?
not have a cell phone. Sure.
Or have
Yeah.
a parental guidance on it.
Yeah.
You can control
I mean,
whether
listen-
your kid
Yes.
sees a video.
That may be the case. I'm just saying it's happening.
You gotta understand. Okay, you gotta understand something. The 9-year-old mind, when you say hatu, that's not. It's not gonna take him. He's not gonna be thinking sexually of it.
He's going to think it's a
Not even a
sneeze.
10,
Right.
12-year-old kid.
Yeah, from what I understand, that
Sexually.
none of the kids took it sexually. So
Well, yeah, which I wouldn't
And
think that they would.
And school is closed. So where are they doing this
yeah, but
Hachua thing?
I think this video happened while school was still in
it
session.
went
It's-
viral after school got out.
Well, I don't know.
All I know is way over overreacting. Anyway, but on another note, my wife said if I buy another car,
Do you buy another car?
She's divorcing.
It's like,
you.
it's not her, it's me.
Yeah.
Has it happened yet? Because I'm sure you've purchased a car since she
Thanks,
issued
Siri
that
and
warning.
Steve. We actually have had a few more text messages of people saying the same thing. Like, let's see, I'd get a divorce.
Spending habits. I would
My
guess.
wife's. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, but I feel like spending habits, that's almost valid.
He says it's
Amazon.
always the small things that destroy relationships. For example, my wife would put Pepsi cans in the sink and let the last bit drain, and it drove me freaking crazy. I would divorce her for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the
That's
Hawk
grounds for
Tuah. Do you think the
divorce.
Hawk Tuah girl, if she was married, do you think he would divorce her for this?
No, because he knows the trick.
Yeah,
He
because
knows
he's like, I'm not letting
Because
go of
all
this
he-
girl.
Did you hear what she said in that video? Of course.
Yeah,
he's-
like, no
because
way.
think about it, for him, this is great.
Man, that guy will be renewing his vows, bro.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
Because she's just, sharing what she does with her man, and that's what
Yeah,
everybody
which
went
is-
do about.
Which is fair. You
All
know,
right.
she's entitled to do whatever she wants in the bedroom.
More of your calls coming up in just a few minutes. Thanks, Siri and Steve. Appreciate it.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura, streaming video in real time at 1059thebrew.com. You can check out our SpyCam, powered by video only. Also, if you missed Bacon and Beer on Friday at Gilgamesh Brewing in Salem, we've got a ton of footage on the interwebs.
Yeah, we do.
Like the videos of us riding the bulls.
Yeah, which is honestly more painful to watch back.
I guess Drew and Casey both were kind of hurting after the bull.
Yeah,
right?
I tweaked my back also.
Oh, you hurt your back?
Yeah.
Mine was just a contact injury. I didn't have any of the soreness. My shin hit the head when I fell off.
Right.
So I just have like a bloody shin.
Yeah, if you want to see those videos, those are online at 1059thebrew.com, as well as the video of me getting tagged with about 14 or 15 different water balloons. It was supposed to be 10, but
we all left Bacon and Beer with some minor injuries.
Yeah, concussion, gas leg, Laura's back, no worries.
Go check out all the footage online at 1059thebrew.com. Just click on Tanner, Drew, and Laura. We are commercial free, thanks to our friends over at Lazy Boy with Sublime on the Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Portland's rock station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. And all this week, we do have tickets to go see Nick Swartzen. We already gave away a pair this morning, but we'll have another pair coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the show. We have a lot going on this week. You know, my mother's 70th birthday was on Friday.
Yeah, so how was that? Did you go see her?
I
Take her
did.
to Red Robin, yum.
Yeah, we went to Red Robin, yum.
Nice little bottomless fry. Never heard
Of
anyone.
course, she wanted to go Friday at 5:30
Oh, that's wide open.
at the Red Robin at the Clackamas Town Center.
Probably nobody is eating at that time, Friday at 5:30.
And you'd already done a bacon and beer.
We already did bacon and beer, so I drove over there and I was super exhausted. And that's in the same parking lot. If you've ever been there, that Red Robin and Chick-fil-A share a parking lot.
Oh, no.
And
So
it's
even
a
getting in the
madhouse.
door is probably
I
tough.
just
Sounds
parked
wild.
over kind of by that Target and just walked to it.
And at dinner time, it's
Right,
got to be
exactly.
pretty
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, it was nutty. I don't know how. Like the Red Robin must be pissed because like people
It's
are trying
all
to
filet.
Yeah, people are just trying to like they're just getting in line, and that's the parking lot for Red Robin. But that's also where the line circles
Right.
for
it's-
Chick-fil-A.
You're blocking our parking spaces.
What did you get to eat?
I just got a regular burger and some fries, but yeah, it spent like $100. It feels like for
Yeah.
2 burgers and everything's so expensive now.
Yeah.
But I told my mom never again. I don't care if your birthday
Stop.
is on a Friday. We do this. We do this
Off
on weekends
hours.
or
Yeah,
off
exactly.
hours.
Yeah.
Rush
like
hour.
at 2 p.m. on a Thursday.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, 70th birthday. We were trying to call her Friday morning at Bacon and Beer, but she wasn't answering her phone.
Screening you. She's probably sleeping in.
She was
It's
sleeping.
my
Birthday.
birthday.
Do a little sleep in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so happy 70th birthday to my mom. I guess-
Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Let me call her.
See if she'll answer us this time.
Well, she just was hounding me like, I want to be on the show. She's always sending me jokes, the most unfunny jokes you've ever heard.
Oh, man.
But she tries.
Says you.
She's like Lucy. She wants to be on the show. Constantly. And then every time I'm with her, she's like, do you know my son's on the radio? My son does a radio show. And I'm like, Mom, please stop it.
She's
We
very
love
proud
that.
of you.
And the worst is when she have you ever heard of 105.9 The Brew? And they look at her and they
They're
have
like,
no idea what
nope,
she's talking
no.
about.
That's maybe the worst thing that can happen
They
to
say,
you.
Makes
I
you
don't
want to die.
Right, that's
inside.
why I didn't ask,
I don't
Mom.
listen to the radio.
It's like, oh, no, I did. And when you don't bring it up, you know,
Yeah.
so you're just in the line of sight.
Hey, Mama, you there?
Good morning, good morning. It's such a lovely morning. It's such a lovely morning to speak with you.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
That's a nice intro.
Why are you singing? You in a good mood this morning, Mama?
I'm going to IHOP.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
How
I'd
can you
be
be
in a
a
good
bad
mood,
mood?
too.
The House of Pancakes.
Yeah.
Got a short stack coming her way.
Well, I just wanted to say, even though I saw you on Friday, I wanted to say on the air, happy belated birthday. I know you turned 70 years old on Friday. It was a big day.
Happy birthday.
Why are you saying that I turned 70? Oh, it's because I don't look it. That's why.
Yeah, you have to let people know because you look like a soft 52.
Nobody would ever believe it.
Yeah.
No, I had somebody actually say that they thought I was turning like 50 or 55. I went, bless you, my child.
Yeah, yeah. And I always feel bad when I pull out or I guess it's always good when like you pull out your ID and they say, no, man, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's bad because that makes that sign that I'm old.
Because they know that you're of age.
The worst is when
Yeah.
you're in a hurry and they card you, but you're like super like happy that they did, but you're like, why this time?
I don't have time for
Like,
this.
it's digging that thing out.
But also, it's like nobody should be offended at this point because have you seen 21-year-olds lately? They look like children.
They
so I
do.
get
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Like,
Well, Mom,
Yeah.
did you do
yeah,
anything?
they do, and they act like it. But, when I was young, legal age was 18.
Oh, man, that was
wow.
a different time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
so your generation ruined it for the rest of
Yeah,
us.
they
is what
did.
you're
They
saying
did,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Took it too far.
Okay.
And my mom was a
I
bad
know
kid.
it.
Like she always tells me about her, not her, but like the aunts would tell me about her stealing cars when she was a kid.
Whoa.
My mom would steal, she would steal a car and just go joyriding in the middle of the night.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't steal any cars.
I borrowed it.
borrowed
Oh,
grandmother's
please.
car.
It's the same
Borrowed.
thing.
Borrowed.
It's the same thing.
Well,
Like
she
if
says it's the
Momo would have
same
called
thing.
the police, they could have pulled you over for Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, they could
It
have.
was. I just borrowed her car for a couple of hours when she was asleep in the dead of night, and I was about 14.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't using the car, so I mean,
And
Yeah,
this
right.
is how I
no
taught
harm,
myself
no
how to drive.
foul. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
I taught
my
myself
mom.
how to drive that way.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Nothing, Mom. I was just saying that's you. That's
She's where you get your wild streak.
Exactly. I
yeah.
was
But
gonna say, I know where
she's
you get it
lucky
from.
because I wasn't a bad kid. She was a bad kid. She
Yeah.
was getting in trouble all the time, and I didn't. Never
Oh
happened. to
my
me.
God! No, I can't even believe you weren't even around. Come on, you don't know.
I've heard the
You're making this
stories.
up now.
I've
Well,
heard
that's
your
not a bad
sisters have told
kid.
me the stories of you being quite the tyrant.
And also, I don't believe
I
that
was
Tanner was not a bad
adventurous.
kid.
I was a great
It's
kid.
called adventurous. I was very adventurous.
Yeah.
And I do think there's something different. Like she wasn't a crackhead. She's not like she didn't rob people at gunpoint. It would be like saying, and
Well,
you know,
it's
you can
not
call me a
anymore,
bad
I
kid.
don't.
I borrowed my parents' car. That doesn't mean I'm a bad kid.
You stole your parents' car.
It's a borrow if
That's
you get it
right.
back before the cops come. I'm with
Oh,
Krista on
man.
that.
Yeah. So, but she did like, I remember she did acid at her prom once, and then she
Okay,
told
I
me
didn't do that.
She talked to a tree.
I mean, that's pretty fun.
I feel
though.
left out because
Still,
I
there
didn't
are,
do that.
Yeah,
Well, in
there
her
are
defense,
worse things that you
someone's-
could be doing at prom.
Someone spiked the drink. I guess someone slipped it to her. She didn't
So
take
that
it.
wouldn't be her fault.
So it wasn't technically her fault, but
But she rode
You know,
that
he's
ride.
always telling little stories about me. I swear, I don't think I've ever heard you tell a good story.
Look, that's not a
But you
bad
always,
story.
Oh, my mom did this.
My
oh, my
mom-
mom did that.
You were fun.
We've all talked to trees at times.
Wouldn't
you know
you
what I
rather
mean?
And I
have-
didn't hit the tree. We stopped before I hit it.
And the good news for you is you have stories to tell. Some people they have their 70th birthday and it's all boring.
yeah,
Yeah,
no stories, no tree
lame,
talks, no
lame.
nothing.
Yeah, you got to talk to trees in this life, whether you're young or old.
All right, Mama, I love you very much, and happy belated birthday, and I can't wait for your 71st.
Me either. And are you going to come over on Saturday, Sunday?
Yes.
At rush hour, whenever.
Yeah, no more rush hour parties though. That's crazy, Mama.
Okay, well, bring Bear, and I've got your drumsticks.
All right, thank you. I ordered some drumsticks for because I keep breaking mine.
Yeah.
And
Did you ship them to your mom?
because I'm constantly shipping her stuff, but I forgot
you
to change.
yeah, okay.
I forgot to change the
Okay,
address. So
I got it.
she's
Fair
got a big
enough.
pack of drumsticks right now. All right, Mom, I love you. Happy belated birthday. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Maybe she's gonna pick up
Thank
drumming.
you.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Happy birthday.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to check some of your talkback messages. So if you have something to say to the show, download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone, and then press the microphone button to record something. It's Tanner and Drew and Laura on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
We're commercial free thanks to our friends over at Lazy Boy. It's 105.9 The Brew, Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Coming up in a few minutes, we got to tell you about this. So I guess the best day to break up with somebody?
Oh, it's no days.
It's right now.
We'll tell you which day that is if you're thinking about dumping somebody. And we got to get you another edition of the Dumbass of the Day. That's all coming up in less than 10. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Are you thinking about breaking up with somebody soon?
Oh,
it's so hard to break up with people. I've always been that guy over my life where I don't do the breaking up as much as I probably should.
Yeah.
Like
You
I'll
wait for it to implode.
I'm such a coward. Like sometimes I just can't say it. Like, hey, I don't think we should be together anymore. So I'll just start making things miserable for everybody.
Yeah, see, I did that with my marriage, and it really felt bad. You know, like after the fact, I was like, I was a bitch. Like that was a bad thing to do.
Not the best way to handle it. Not the most mature way to handle things.
So after that, I vowed. I'm like, if I'm ever in this position again, I'm just
be
gonna
honest.
rip off the Band-Aid. Just say what you want to say.
Well, it's much easier on the other person too. It really is.
In the end, it is because you're so worried about hurting the other person's feeling, but instead you're just making their lives miserable.
I remember the TV show New Girl, and they were so good at that in New Girl. They would just tell the person, I just don't think we're good together, and you can find somebody better. And I keep telling myself, I just need a new girl, that bitch.
Yeah.
Just need to not the girl, the whole situation,
the whole thing. Yeah.
But like I just need to tackle it and just do it, and just but I can't.
I think because it's such a gross feeling, we tend to deflect. You know, it's like, okay, I'm going to tell her right now we're going to break up. You're like, oh, but that's going to lead to an argument, crying, moving out, getting a new place. Like, there's all these things start to happen, and you just go, we'll do it. I'll tell her tomorrow.
But the whole thing is, I mean, you're still going to have to deal with all of those things. You're just prolonging it and making everyone miserable in the process.
I don't think it's right. I just think we kind of back up to the wall because it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're going to have a backbone and actually break up with somebody, when's the best day to break up with that person?
Like of the week?
Yeah, there's a day apparently.
I feel like it's like jobs. There's a time where you're less likely to get volatility in return.
Right.
The best day of the week for a breakup, according to a divorce expert, and I guess we'll have to ask Colin from Goldberg Jones when he's in here next.
Yeah.
But they say that it's Thursday. Thursday is the best day to break up with somebody, and they give 5 reasons why.
Okay.
Because I kept pumping Thursday in my head, because you wouldn't want to do it on a weekend. Blow your whole weekend
like
up.
Friday.
Friday's rough.
Not on a Monday, because that just means the whole week is going to suck.
You have the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Monday's hard enough.
Right.
You only really had Tuesday through Thursday to choose from here.
Yeah, they say Thursday's the best day to break up with somebody. Number 5, because you can sleep in. Now, on Friday, you'll have to go to work, but then you have 2 days of for the weekend to just kind of recharge your batteries, get your mind right.
Bum out under a duvet somewhere.
Yeah. Comfort, eat, whatever you need to do.
Whatever breaks even.
They say number 4, you can book a spa day.
See, it's funny that these things, like, it's almost narcissistic to be like, well, I am going to the spa after I break this girl's heart.
Wait, is this
like it should be
the
other
person
way.
doing the breaking up, or is this the best day to break up with someone in terms of the person being broken up
I think
with?
it sounds pretty selfish, but maybe in general.
Okay.
Because the 5th one was kind like if you just get dumped, I've got a couple days to get my mind right.
And you can always take the day, take Friday off.
Because I'm more likely under the blanket if it's not my idea.
Right, exactly.
Number 3 is take a trip. You can just go on like a road trip or something. Go up to the gorge or
that's true.
To the coast.
Find myself moments like I'm not ready to date again until I get home from this road trip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Number 2 for Thursday being the best night to break up with somebody is 2 nights of fun. You now have Friday and Saturday to go out with your friends.
Yeah, now it's closing time. It's like, all right, let's refill the holster here.
And 1 and 2 are pretty much the same, I think, because 1 is you'll have a 3-day weekend to do whatever you want with your friends.
Yeah.
So if you've been like some of my friends are in those situations where once they are in a relationship, they put their friends on the back burner. They're on lockdown.
Yeah.
And so this will be that opportunity for them
raise those wings
to get out and get weird again.
That's right. And the funny thing is you always think it's going to get so weird when you get out there and then you realize like, oh, bro, I'm going home alone for sure tonight.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I can't wait to just.
And I'm going to go ahead and predict that this is going to happen for a while.
Yeah, right.
For dudes, it's a drier well.
Yeah, no, there's like, you go out and be like, I'd like this to happen and I'm going to try. And then
I'm going to get all dressed up and be disappointed.
9 times out of 10, you come home by yourself.
You're like, well, maybe I shouldn't have.
I do have a lot to do tomorrow anyway.
It's
not that big a deal.
It's fine.
My house is kind of messy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do it. I would have. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So there you go. The best times to break up with somebody, I guess, is a Thursday.
I don't answer my phone on Thursday because of that. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
If anyone calls, I'm like, oh no, it's bad news.
I do not care.
Yeah, if your girlfriend or boyfriend calls them, just screen them.
Screen them.
Let it go right
Call
to
them
voicemail.
back Friday that you get a whole nother week.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, right. Because
I
they
wa-
won't break up with you unless it's Thursday. So.
I wanted to tell you about this dumbass of the day, but we kind of ran out of time.
Damn it.
Darn.
I could just do it. Let's just
Okay,
do
let's
it.
just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's
it's
stopping us?
Time for the dumbass of the
And
day.
now, Tanner, Drew, and Laura's dumbass of the day.
I feel like it's worth it. A millionaire golf pro has narrowly avoided prison after setting his house on fire, his $1.1 million seafront home on fire, to spite his estranged wife.
Wow, you really hate somebody.
Francis McGurk, who played...
McGurk?
Maybe is McGurk. I don't know. He
I like
played. He played in the Open back in 2011.
That's cool.
He admitted to arson and telling the firefighters, "quote I don't want the bitch to have everything."
Man.
The blaze, which he started after sending threatening messages to his wife, caused significant damage and forced his family out of their home.
I wonder why she divorced you, bro. It's so
Despite
weird.
the severity of the act, he received a 20-month suspended sentence due to his mental health issues and a suicide attempt. He was also ordered to pay around $15,000 in costs, complete 200 hours of community service, and attend rehabilitation sessions.
Golf's supposed to be a relaxing game. You're taking this life too seriously.
Well, not me. I'm setting fire to things.
Well, I mean, he did. Maybe that's part of the problem. He dropped off in 2011, so maybe he's just mourning his career.
It's a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
That's really harsh, though. Like, I'm going to set fire to the whole house so you can't get a thing. Well, you don't get anything either now.
Nobody accepted a tidy prison sentence.
Yeah, this could also be, wow, people are dicks.
Yeah,
'Cause
true.
this guy does not care about anyone but himself.
And if he has kids, like that's messed up.
Yeah, your kid's house, too, dude.
Come on
yeah,
now.
Dad's got some mental issues.
You know, if she
for sure.
crosses me, all your toys burn. That's what I said. Said it at the beginning.
More on those stories at 1059thebrew.com. We're going to find out what's trending next.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Lots of good stuff on the website this morning at 1059thebrew.com. You can see video of, what did we post this morning here? Hold on. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
You know,
a little lockup.
You know
on
how
this
it goes.
computer.
Technology, I tell you.
We have like the worst internet on the planet, I think.
Well, it's when our internet goes ACON.
Yeah.
Locked up.
So Ben Affleck was driving his car the other day, and some paparazzi cameramen, because there's a lot going on with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez right now.
A lot of speculation.
Yeah, like rumors are going to get a divorce and stuff. And so Ben Affleck was, I guess, just driving, and some paparazzi cameramen were flashing their cameras, and he had to get out and yell at them, like, you guys, I can't see anything when you're doing this.
Yeah.
And when you get approached by somebody who's big as Batfleck, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, right? I mean, you don't want to mess with him.
And he's powerful. You know?
Yeah. He's got a lot of money and has no problem hitting you.
Many
and
millions.
Just paying you off.
we all know he's on edge.
Yeah.
At any given moment, so you don't want him to pop off.
Here's the clip where Ben Affleck confronts this paparazzi cameraman.
Don't flash your light when someone's driving down their driveway. I don't have the right. Listen, you do have the right. Don't do that. That's dangerous. You don't even know if that's me. You cause an accident.
That's right. Okay, Betty, you're right. I have no idea. You know that, Betty. But you're right.
Stop, man. It's dangerous what you guys are doing. Do you understand? I can't see. You're gonna get somebody hurt doing that.
He's not wrong.
No, he is. I would be so fed up. Like, I know we talk about celebrities and, you know what you signed up for and whatever. I don't know. Like, you got to give these people their privacy.
I think so.
And
yeah.
it's like he said, it's dangerous. You could cause an accident. You saw what happened with Princess Di. We all did. And, it could happen again.
And there's no time to decompress, right? Like with a camera in your face all the time, you got to be pretty rattled. You can't ever go and chill. You can't ever blow off steam. Right. Can't have a blow up or it's national news.
Right. The paparazzi cameraman kind of cowered though. He's like, "Oh, geez."
Yeah, he went wimp mode.
Ben got up right in his face. So go check that out at 1059thebrew.com. You'll be able to hear our Donkey Show podcast, which is the show after the show, and see all the video footage from Bacon and Beer on Friday.
That's right.
Like all of us riding the bull. Laura wrote it, Drew wrote it, I wrote it, Casey wrote it, and then, of course, the firing squad where you can see me get hit with like 14 or 15 water balloons.
Absolutely savage. The aim was just spectacular. We couldn't have picked better participants.
Two of them were directly to the face, which felt like a punch.
Yeah.
I felt like I got punched in the face. And then I remember I felt like like when you jump in the pool when you're a kid and water goes up your nose?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It felt like that all day long.
Oh, that stinks.
And I felt like I just got punched in the head.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we're going to learn not to do throwing events. I mean, we thought we learned from doing the dunk tank when they hit us like 80 times in a row. But no, the arms continue to throw darts out here. So let's be careful.
Yeah.
Next one could be,
I was going to say,
you end up like One-Eyed Sean.
Some of our listeners could be playing for the pickles.
Yeah, what are we doing
exactly.
next?
Get a tryout going.
1059thebrew.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Also,
oh, yes?
Also,
You
you
can
can
always check us
rewatch
out.
the SpyCam. Our video-only SpyCam. You can watch that on the website as well.
All day, baby.
Now, we've got the live feed you can see during the show, but if you want to watch the live, like the full show, it's always on our YouTube page, sponsored by Video Only. And then, of course, daily clips on our social medias. So check that out. Tanner, Drew, and Laura's SpyCam.
Stare at these ugly faces all morning long.
And we apologize in advance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really are bad.
yeah.
We will see you tomorrow. Courts and next. Bye.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be